morning, squad. Welcome back to MadMizzy Sports Morning Show, the number one spot for everything sports talk, sports news, sports debate in the morning. Happy Monday. Hope y'all had a great, fun, exciting, safe weekend. Seeing that y'all back to me, I'm assuming y'all had a safe weekend. And we got a beautiful rundown today. We're going to go back to Sunday. We got to touch on, has Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings finally arrived with a huge upset win in Buffalo, 33-30 over the Super Bowl contending Buffalo Bills. Then we gonna go to the Cowboys over the Packers. Is this the same old Cowboys with the Cowboys dropping the game to the lowly Packers this season? And then we gotta go back to Saturday, and I gotta get on my Heisman campaign for Michigan running back Blake Corum and explain to y'all why he should be the favorite to win a Heisman this year. And then we gotta touch on Monday Night Football of the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. Break that down and give y'all predictions. Let's get right into it, gang gang. Now let's go back to Sunday afternoon in Buffalo. What a game, and has Kirk Cousins arrived? For me, I'm going to say that we still got to see Kirk Cousins do it in the playoffs. We still got to see Kirk Cousins do it in the prime time, in a Sunday night football game, in a Monday night football game, a Thursday night game. We got to see him do it as the prime time matchup in the playoffs. We got to see all that. But he has arrived, man. The Minnesota Vikings have arrived. They were down 27-10 going into that third quarter. I'm looking at that game like same old Minnesota Vikings coming up to face a top-tier opponent and getting smacked in the mouth. Then, the very next play, you got Dalvin Cook going 71 yards. Hook. For a touchdown. Facing his brother James Cook, that's playing for the Buffalo Bills. What a run by Dalvin Cook. But let's speak on Kirk Cousins. 30 for 50, 357 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Those 2 interceptions were offset by the 2 interceptions that were thrown by Josh Allen. But yeah, you look at just the way he bounced back, the way they fought, that fourth down to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, 10 catches, 193 yards, 1 touchdown. Just a great performance from Justin Jefferson. That catch on fourth down was probably the catch of the year, the catch of the decade. Yeah, probably the catch of the 2020 so far. You think about what was on the line, and these two teams may face each other, so that was just a huge play from Justin Jefferson and just a huge bounce back win for Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. I will say that Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings have finally arrived, coming up there and getting a win against a top tier opponent in their stadium. After everybody was saying, oh, Josh Allen was out there balling, but Josh Allen, I do want to say this to speak on the Buffalo Bills. They are relying too heavily on Josh Allen, just like the Baltimore Ravens do with Lamar Jackson, to run the ball and make every passing play. It's too much to go out there, tell them to run, do power runs, run through dudes, and then go out there, read defenses and make every pass and not expect mistakes. You get what I'm saying? It's going to result in fumbles. It's going to result in interceptions. You feel what I'm saying? In that interception, you think about, they probably shouldn't have went for the touchdown when they were up 10, 20, I believe it was 27-10 at that point, and he threw that interception on the fourth down to Patrick Peterson. So yeah, that's coaching, and then they just got to get more out of everybody. Well, more out of the backfield, just in general. Give the ball to James Cook more. I don't know, but yeah, they got to get more of a running game down there in Buffalo as they head into the playoffs. And to me, the Minnesota Vikings have arrived, and the fact that they're winning a lot of close games this year bodes well for them going into the playoffs, because they'll be battle tested. So I like what I'm seeing from Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Let's move on to Cowboys over the Packers. You getting 2 interceptions from Dak Prescott, 31-28 in Green Bay. Is this the same old Cowboys? You would look at it and you would say it's got to be the same old Cowboys. There's no way you lose this game. They started off fast. They doing what they do. Then you get an interception from Dak Prescott in the red zone. Then a few series, or it might have been the next series later, you get another interception throwing the ball to CD Lamb. So you can't have those 2 huge turnovers given this momentum in his life to a dead Packers team. You just can't, because the Packers, I believe, were down 2 scores at that point, and then you give up a red zone interception, then you give up an interception on the next drive. So that, to me, would look at it like it's the same old Cowboys. So it might be. I don't want to say it is, because I don't want to be one of those analysts. You get what I'm saying? I want to kind of be biased, but in my years of watching football, they start off fast and then they crumble at the end. So how can I look at this and them dropping the game to the Packers team that they should have been revved up to punch in the mouth to get up out of there? And y'all lost, giving up 3 touchdowns to Christian Watson. My man only had four catches. 3 of them went for tubbies. Thanks, my dude. You know what I'm saying? He had to count them out. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. So for me, you look at that, and I'm going to say yes, it's still the same old Cowboys. They have to come out there and show that they're a different team. They have to come out there and show that they're more physical, because the one thing we are seeing is that they're still having a tough time stopping that run game. They're having a tough time stopping the run game. But I'm not going to overreact. The Packers were on like a 5-game losing streak, and then the Packers do have the Cowboys numbers over the past few years, and the Packers are talented, and Christian Watson finally stepped up. So I'm not going to overreact. I am going to say it's the same old Cowboys, but I'm going to say that this Cowboys team has an opportunity to rewrite the script. They have this opportunity. It's up to them if they're going to do it or not. Let's move on and go back to Saturday night. Another huge performance from Blake Corum. 28 carries, 162 rush yards to me, and 1 touchdown to me. He is the favorite to win the Heisman so far this year. When you look at in comparison to the running backs that have won the Heisman in the most recent years, he has more touchdowns, he has more yards, he has more first down runs, he has more 10-plus yard runs. He's just explosive as a running back, and he is what our offense is built around right now. Yes, we have Donovan Edwards as a great backup and a great featured back if he went to another program. But you think about Blake Corum and what he does, the load that he carries, not to mention leading us to a 10-0 start that we haven't seen since 2006. In 2006, we were the number 2 team in the country with Mario Manningham, Chad Henne. You get what I'm saying? I remember those dudes. Mike Hart back there. That was Mike Hart in them days when we lost to Ohio State in the Horseshoe as the number 2 seed, going up against the number 1 Buckeyes, 39-42. We missed a few plays. We owed them this year. And I believe Blake Corum is the Heisman candidate for us to get back at them. We will get back at them, as we are going to head into that game, probably the top 3 teams in the country again next week. Not this week coming up, not this Saturday coming up, but next Saturday, the Saturday after this Saturday. But to me, Blake Corum is clearly the leader for the Heisman candidacy right now. He is our offense right now. We are a run-heavy offense, and right now he's leading the country in touchdowns, first down runs. He's just doing everything for us right now. Blake Corum for Heisman. Let's move on now. Let's break down Monday Night Football of the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. What do I expect from this game? To me, I'm expecting the Eagles to come out strong, coming off of a bye. The Commanders will fight. They do have a strong run game. I like the way that they run the ball. The Eagles have a little weakness in stopping the run game, but I think that it's going to be too much Jalen Hurts. It's going to be too much A.J. Brown, too much Miles Sanders, too much explosion on the offensive end from the Philadelphia Eagles. Not to mention that they're seeing that the New York Giants are 7-2. They can't slip up in their division. You get what I'm saying? Like, the New York Giants are right there, and the Dallas Cowboys aren't too far behind the New York Giants. So the Philadelphia Eagles have to keep that pace. And then not only to mention, we just spoke on them, Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings being 8-1. So when you look at that, the Eagles have to keep pace in that NFC if they want to get that number 1 seed. So I see them coming out with high level focus, coming out. It's going to be a fight because it's an NFC East game, but I see them pulling away midway through the third into the fourth quarter, winning this game 27-14 in Philadelphia. They're not going to drop a game to the Commanders, a game that they need on their winning streak, to the Commanders in Philadelphia. They just won't do it. Not the Eagles. They're too talented. They're just too invested in their season. They're too focused. I like what I'm seeing from the Philadelphia Eagles, and I feel as though we're going to see some big plays from that D-line to probably shift the game. I feel as though it's going to be a turnover from Taylor Heineke that puts the game out of reach probably in the second half. So that's the way I see the game going. Let me know what y'all think, though. This is MadMizzy Sports Morning Show. Has Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings finally arrived? Is this the same old Cowboys? And is Blake Corum the favorite to win the Heisman this year? And who do y'all have in this Monday Night Football matchup of the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles? What's the key matchup, and who do y'all have winning? Y'all know what it is. MadMizzy Sports Morning Show. Like, comment, share, subscribe, listen, alert. MizzyWorld Entertainment. Gang.